Welcome to the hottest real estate topics on the planet, keeping you up to date with all the creative ways to buy and sell real estate without bank qualifying, so anyone can build real income starting today. Here is another great show with Dealmaker Bill and Pete the Rookie.
All right, here we are at another episode of Flipping Houses for Rookies, and I'm Bill the Dealmaker.
I'm Pete the Rookie.
Uh-oh.
Who am I?
We have an identity crisis.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
You're trying to, yeah, you got to put that mic in front of you so we can hear you. So this is Naomi. Naomi is, this is your second show, right?
It is.
So Naomi's been, I've been training Naomi to be my acquisition manager. So any idea why we're training Naomi to be my acquisition manager?
Because we need an acquisition manager?
Okay, that's part of it.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
Is it more complicated
So
than
Naomi will tell you why she's being trained as an acquisition manager.
I'm being trained as an acquisition manager because acquisitions need to be made.
Exactly. And not by Bill, because Bill wants to do something else. So she's going to be replacing me. Yeah. I don't know if she can do that, but we'll try.
We need two of her.
I don't know if anybody can replace you, but
no, I could be replaced easily. All you got to do is be half crazy and you're all right.
Oh.
So here we are, episodes. I'm going to change the subject.
It's a start.
It's a start.
Episode number...
We're half crazy to be here, aren't we?
Yeah. 71.
Really?
71. You know, it's funny because we were on the phone with Emma and I. Who were we on the phone with? Emma? I think we were on the phone with Philip. Philip's going to join us next week.
Okay.
Philip is a friend of mine who flips houses as much or probably more than I do in Texas. And we met him at a seminar, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago. Yeah, quite a while ago. And maybe not 6 or, but it was quite a while. I thought it was April, but whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And he's in Texas, I think Houston. Mm-hmm. And I was with him. I was in California with him for 4 or 5 days this past week. And we just kind of like, our personalities are definitely different. That's for sure. But we kind of hit it off. And so I asked him to maybe start coming to our show. So we're going to podcast him in, or Emma's going to do some satellite thing, Skype him in, whatever she's going to do behind there. She was working on it yesterday. And so I'm hoping that our audience, and I would like to get some feedback if I could. And then I was thinking for a few weeks we can run 4 of us. Man, that'd be a lot of information.
Oh man, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of information. He does, I think, 2 or 3 deals a month. He's got a whole coaching program he does. I mean, we are like parallel of one another. It's like looking in the mirror sometimes.
Like you're the Yankee, he's the Texan.
Yeah, except he's skinny.
He made it.
And he actually exercises,
out,
and yeah, he's telling me to do breathing exercises.
Takes vitamins.
Calm down. Yeah, he takes vitamins, and I'm like totally the opposite. So, yeah. Do you know what it's like to smoke a cigar or 2 a day, and then go to California? Do you know what it's like? I was in Silicon Valley. Do you know what they don't do in Silicon Valley?
They don't smoke.
They don't smoke.
Anything bad. Anything bad.
I'm telling you, I was in a room full of maybe 1,000 people, and not one person went outside to smoke. I did not see anybody go outside and smoke.
Health nuts.
So
How did you
went.
survive?
I don't need to smoke. I just didn't smoke for a week.
Wow.
You can do it.
I can do it. I only smoke because I like to. It's not an addiction for me. It's just it's like a whatever. But that's my only vice. I've given all the rest of them up. Okay, I've had a few of them through the years. So
maybe you find a different one.
Yeah,
for a while.
So let's stop talking about me.
No, the point was Philip.
Philip, yeah.
Philip was the point.
So he'll be with us next week.
Yes.
So and maybe for a few weeks. It depends on what Emma says. So if Emma can Skype him in and it's not a big deal, then yeah, we're getting fancy around here. We can watch ourselves now on while we're recording. We even got a little TV now. We're getting fancy, Peter. We never thought it was going to get this far, did we?
We had no idea where we were going when we started.
Yeah, we know now. We know now.
Oh, we still don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Basically, though, just let it ride.
That's the way it is. You just have to start.
Yep, that's right, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So, and the other announcement is that we're rebuilding our website. So I expect I'm going to put Emma and I under pressure because I expect that I don't know, maybe by the end of the month we're going to have a brand new website, and I promise you For all those people that have been on my website and have clunked around, I apologize. I have spent a ton of money and effort and ingenuity to make it so freaking nice. You're going to love it. You're going to absolutely love it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you're gonna get on there, and it's going to just suck you right in because it's going to be awesome.
Wow.
So I've worked very, 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 very hard on this. This is something I've wanted for a very long time, and I've got it.
Well, you have a lot of content
That's
just to
the
get
problem.
that. Just to get that, so it's not where is something or how to find things.
Yeah. God bless Emma. God bless Emma. She's the only one so far. I hired a webmaster to actually go in and fix the site.
Yeah.
And she called me and said, there's too much stuff there. I don't think I could do it. So she dumped it back
Wow.
onto Emma. She's like,
Wow.
Emma could do this and Emma could do that. And I'm like, really?
Well, the problem is we have all these courses, and each part of each course needs its own page.
Yeah.
So even for just, we have a yellow letter course that has 20 parts. Each of those parts needs their own page. So when you have 20 courses that each have 20 parts, you got a lot of pages to manage.
Yeah, we've recorded, and the thing about our training, and I didn't even know we were going to talk about this, but the thing about our training is it's not training. It's over the shoulder. It's just Emma following you and I, or me, mostly you and I around, and now pretty soon it'll be Naomi, just following us around doing deals. So it's like reality TV, but you learn from it.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people say that this is not like reading about it and being taught what you should do and how it would work.
Right.
This is it.
This is like,
You want to see what it's really like?
Actually
this
happening.
is it.
yeah, and I make mistakes and do things wrong. I mean, I was doing a recording with you on how to use our back office the other day, and it's like,
Yeah.
Naomi's like, well, you're not supposed to put your name in there, Bill. You're supposed to put the other name. I'm like, oh, holy shit. I was like on a whole different circuit. I was like, and she just caught it. And it's like, oh, no, we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to do this. You know what I mean? I didn't edit it out because it's like, I make mistakes.
Real life.
Yeah, real life.
Real life.
All right, good. So episode number 71 is called The Stranger Things About Deal Structuring. We actually collaborated about that this morning, didn't we? I didn't have a title. I had a title, but I thought that what we should do, and I would like to do, and you tell me, Peter, because you're the rookie and this is your job, so I want to make sure you're wearing your hat.
I represent you.
Yeah.
Where's your
The
hat?
listener. Yeah, where's
The
your
car.
hat? Yeah, in the car.
You'll be seeing it more as it gets colder.
Oh, my God, it's going to be rough this morning. So what I was thinking is that, you know what? We do all this talking, and we've got, honestly, 71 shows. I mean, we've talked about the 7 deal strategies, making offers, and we've done a lot on that. And what I would like to do is I would like to go through the next several shows doing something near and dear to my heart. Deal structuring.
Oh.
Just talk deal structuring. And like, just the hell with all the fancy crap that we're talking about all the time. How you got to talk to people, how you get the letters, how you get people to, subject to. Let's say the hell with it and pull the curtain back for the next several episodes and just talk turkey, man. Just talk turkey. What do you think?
Well, when I first started following you myself, that's what you would start with, like to talk to an audience. And I thought, how come he's starting there? Because it doesn't start there. You have to start with a prospect, with something to buy. But you can't do it unless you know how you're going to do it.
Right.
This is the meat and potatoes, the bones of it. This is the crazy part of how it actually works. So
Right.
you have to have this solid, because everything hinges on that.
Right.
Absolutely.
And some of the crazy things that are thrown at you,
Right.
but the different ways that you can get around it,
Right.
Well,
I want to correct you. I don't think it's that I get around it. I guess that's the way you could put it. But it's like how I confront it and how I handle the situation.
You're getting through it.
Yeah, you're getting through it. Yeah, that's does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
'cause if you don't know what you're doing, like, well, you try to get around it because
Right.
but he's like straight on and straightly and directly handles it.
yeah, I don't want to pick on your words. It's just that getting around it, I think, has a connotation of like I'm not handling it. And man, I got to tell you, when I make a deal, I want
You
to
handle it.
Yeah, I want to make sure there's no little because there's going to be a bunch of crap that's going to happen anyways.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want remnants of like them not being happy in there. I want them to know up front the pros and the cons, and I want them to know that this might be a little bit rough, but the rewards are really worth it.
Right.
So I
Right.
make sure that I always go over risk and reward, always. So why don't we start the show off that way? We were in a present just because it happened yesterday, so you
Yeah.
talk about yesterday's presentation. We talked a little bit in the parking lot.
We did.
So why don't you just start with walking through the house and where we went, and you don't have to make it too long, but just give us like a synopsis of the deal we did yesterday.
We did. So we met with a lovely lady yesterday.
Yep.
And initially she was, gosh, I've never heard of this before. How does this work?
She was real inquisitive.
She was real inquisitive, a savvy lady herself. And, standoffish, you could tell even by her body language, she was, not too sure of us, holding herself tightly in. And,
you guys were there before me, and I walked up to her and I said, "Hi, I'm Bill," and I shook her hand. She goes, "Hi, how are you? How does this work?"
Yes.
She just jumped right into it.
Yes.
Right? We're standing in the parking lot. I haven't even looked at the house. I don't even know where the house is.
Mm-hmm.
We were in a yacht club parking lot, right? Because it was on the water, right? I don't even know where the house was. And the lady's like,
You weren't in the house?
"No."
Yeah.
No.
She's, very inquisitive, smart,
Yeah.
smart lady, which was great.
Yeah.
How come
Yeah.
you weren't in the house? I'm confused.
We parked next door because it was a multifamily house and there were tenants in it.
Okay.
We were waiting for Bill. He got
Yeah.
caught in traffic.
No, I started late. I left the house 10 minutes late.
I knew
and then
it.
Then I got in traffic. But
I knew it.
yeah.
But traffic makes a great excuse.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We'll talk about that later. Making appointments for Bill.
Make them 15 minutes earlier than...
No, I always make appointments. We'll be there between 3 and 3:30.
Right.
That's making an appointment with Bill. And
Right.
the reason why is because I'm on the damn... You know what I was doing? You know why I was late? Because while on the drive down there, I was buying insurance on one of my houses. And I was on the phone with the insurance guy in the car. And he had given me an email, so I read the email like before I got ready to leave, and it made me late. And then I got in the car and I called him, and I had to buy insurance. Oh, yeah, okay. There you
been
go.
there, yeah.
Just my
Completely.
world.
It was fine, though. It worked out just
Yeah, it
fine.
always is.
It gave us a chance to chat a little bit, and anyway. But so we saw the house,
Yep.
and it was fine.
Yep.
Nothing spectacular, but it was fine. And we go and we meet at a coffee shop later on.
Okay, so let's. I need to interrupt you.
Please.
Because we didn't see the house. She showed us the house.
She did.
She pitched the rooms and the closets and the floor and the new furnace and the basement. She pitched us that house. Agreed?
Agreed.
She brought out all the good things in every room. The deck in the back. Even when we went down in the basement, it was all cluttered and... This is my area, she goes.
She said, "Look at all this space. You can fit so much in there."
Yes, yeah, and the place is full of stuff. Look at it. She said all the stuff you could fit in there. She pitched us good.
She's a salesperson.
Yeah,
That was her first job.
yeah.
Selling CAT scans.
She was like 4 feet 3 inches and Italian.
Oh.
and
Yeah,
full of fire.
Should have had Peter with us.
Sounds like must be my aunt.
Yeah. Really.
Go ahead.
But so we go back to the coffee shop.
Yeah.
And Bill looks at her in the eyes and says,
Well, I look at the paperwork. I get the numbers straight first.
"Yes."
So
Yes, you do
I
get
clarified the
straight.
numbers.
Yes, you definitely.
Because you had given me
clarified.
the prospect suspect form.
Yes.
Which, so let's talk about that for a second. So afterwards, you didn't know this, so you're like, you were thinking when I started making the deal, like, why are we here?
Yes.
And what did I tell you when you said that? I don't look at the prospect suspect form until when?
Until you're making the deal.
Yeah. Why?
Then you don't have preconceived notions.
Right.
So you can think outside of the box then.
Right.
How is this going to work?
And this is important. This is very important. I keep cutting you off, but this is important because one of the reasons why I have success is because if the acquisition manager if you know my criteria, right, and you know what I like and what I don't like, right, then I don't have to look at the deals. I'm just going to trust you to go on the appointment. I'm not going to critique whether I should be on an appointment or not. I'm just going to go there and I'm going to be me because you're going to do all the prep work. So I don't have to qualify whether or not I'm in this appointment or not. You need to do that, right? And then sooner or later you'll start doing that. Now, it's hard when you're by yourself because you have to wear 2 different hats, right? So qualifying and critiquing is one thing, but making a deal is another thing. So the cleaner your head is when you're making the deal, the better off you are.
Correct.
It makes it easier, believe it or not, for me.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. And so Bill looks her in the eye and says, I don't need to buy your house. In fact, just list it with a realtor.
I don't think I should buy your
I don't
house.
think-
Yeah.
Well,
You should list it with a realtor.
You also said, I don't need your house.
Yeah, and then I told her I didn't need it.
I think,
You started
let's-
like that?
Yeah, I always. It's a technique. I've done it with Jessie a few times. When I first did it with Jessie, she got in the car and she's like, "What just happened?"
Mm-hmm. I've heard you say that, but not at the beginning of the conversation. Usually,
All right, so let's just get down to the nitty gritty, okay? So let's do numbers,
Right.
okay? So go ahead.
So numbers, it didn't really make a lot of sense with, monthly cash flow, because she paid so much every month. She only brought in about $3,050 every month, but her expenses on the property, just in mortgage, insurance, taxes, was a little over $2,700. Not to mention if there's any maintenance or anything like that. So you don't
$300
have
a month positive cash flow on 2 apartments.
Yeah, it's almost nothing. Very, very lean.
$150 a door.
Yeah, and not to mention if you have to repair a
Right.
faucet or something like that, it's completely shot.
Right.
So it went from, we're not going to buy your house, list it with a realtor, and then Bill kind of draws back and says, but if perchance we were able to, maybe we could do,
Hypothetically speaking.
hypothetically, but I don't want to, do that to you, so.
Well, she wanted a cash offer.
She did.
So how did I give her the cash offer?
You said, I'm not even going to give you that number. It's 50 cents on the dollar.
There you go. Did I
And
give her a
then-
number?
No,
There you
no.
go.
And that was enough.
Yeah.
She took that. She was good with that. And, but as we're talking, it almost organically happened where, I don't think you really thought about it, right?
I don't. That's why I do it.
You just-
I just keep pulling tools out of my bag.
Exactly. It was very smooth and it just very organically. Okay, so, how about we sell it for you? Because you were talking about pricing. We were giving her more of an understanding of what it takes to sell a property, all of the costs and expenses that go into that. The agent's fee, the negotiation fee, attorney fees, repairs, on and on.
Delayed repairs.
Delayed, yes.
Right.
And it's much more expensive than a person would typically think.
Right.
Anywhere from 12 to 15%.
Right.
Easily. And people don't understand that. When they meet with an agent, the agent says, okay, we're going to sell it for $300,000. And so you're thinking $300,000.
Minus the 6%.
Minus the 6%.
So she's going to pay $18,000 and she's going to get the rest.
Right, because you asked her, what were your thoughts? And she said, my expense would be about $17,000, which
Right.
basically equals to 6%.
6%.
So that's all she's thinking.
Right.
And so in educating her a little bit, which you did even better later on when you gave her that sheet.
Right.
But in educating her a little bit and brought to an understanding of, oh gosh, it's going to be a lot more expensive. And then once she was able to understand that, it brought it more into numbers that we could work with.
Right.
But it was contingent on her understanding that. And she was a very smart, intelligent woman. She got it. And then we were able to... You should have seen Bill. It was a thing of beauty. Well, if you were able to make it a little more to that 170-ish, and then it started talking.
Negotiated.
Then
She wanted
it started
179.
going. Right. Well, 179.
And what did she say?
She
I
said
gotta
179.
think about it. No, and I said to her, well, I would pay 170. And then when she said, I got to think about it.
She did. And then you said, that means you're not ready.
That's a no, right?
That's a no, right?
I think I got to think about it as a no, right? So what would work?
Yes.
I said,
And
would
so you said-
175 work?
And that she
Right.
was more open to.
Right.
So,
now, was that as a cash offer or terms?
So interestingly enough, what happened was I explained to her, because what I tell you guys is exactly what I tell my clients. I mean, it's not anything. It's not a secret. So I tell her 2 ways to make money with real estate is either with equity or cash flow. She owed $125. With a
Why are her
27
payments so bad?
because she originally bought it for $300. So she had a mortgage for $300, which gave her $2,750 in expenses, PITI, principal interest in Texas.
Right. Taxes were easily $1,000 a month.
They're $10,000 a year.
Mortgage about $1,700. There you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I told her, I said, and she's an elderly lady, and I'm like, I'm not stealing your retirement. I refuse to do that. Unless you want me to, unless there's something going on. She didn't need to sell. She was doing it because she wants to, she's got a bunch of units and she wants to get out of them. So she's testing this one unit, which we aren't going to talk about that. But we went and we spent, 45 minutes with her talking about all the other units and how she's got them in trusts and how she's got them structured and her kids are involved and would we buy those. It went really deep, right down to the point where I asked her to be a hard money lender, a private money lender.
Yep.
The whole gamut. But it was because of the offer structure that we gave her. And actually what I gave her was an options deal. So I told her we would sign an option with her for $170. I'm sorry, $270.
Correct.
$270, yeah.
Wait, what was the 170 number?
That was me making a mistake with numbers.
No 170 number.
Oh, was it 270 and 275?
Yeah. So the house she was asking $300. She had it listed with the realtor for $315 and has listed it for 6 months. And the lady's got 3 or 4 weeks left and has not. She's only brought 2 or 3 people in there. Hasn't had any showings. We went over that. Why? We did. The realtor gave her a 3% listing, and I'm like, well, there's your problem. And we explained all that, right? Because the other person isn't going to. The way the realtors look, they're not going to work for a 2% commission. Because there's not enough to go around. So we went through all that, and she was very appreciative of that.
Right.
And we just kept talking. And then I got to the end, and I'm like, I can do an option deal. So if we were to pay $270, sign on an option, we could sell for $300. Actually, what did I say in the end? What would we do when we went outside? What would we do?
Actually, possibly for more than $300.
So sell for $309 or $315.
Right.
And offer seller concession.
Correct. Because
it's a 2-family house. I can get a young investor that doesn't have down payment money, offer him the down payment money, $25,000, and we still net $25,000.
So you have monthly cash flow.
Yep.
And then plus the actual mortgage, the actual net.
Yeah.
You have both.
And that person would live in one of the units?
They could, or they could just become an investor and buy. There's a lot of investors that like to buy multifamily units that would go in for the long run.
Yeah, for their retirement one of these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't worry about much cash flow. They're happy that it's paying for itself, and then someday I'll have all this money.
Right.
We're not that patient.
Right. Well, one of the rules that I have is when you buy a house, there has to have equity in it, right?
Yeah.
So because I can't do that, right? I would pay her $170, and then we would go off and much like a realtor because we have an option agreement, and we would sell for $315, $309, $320, and then offer seller concession for down payment money so they can come in. They can come in with a few grand, and they own the property.
You'd cover that other percentage, and they would just get a regular mortgage for the rest.
We would give them $25,000, which is almost 10%. It's like 8 or 9%. And they would have to come up with a few thousand themselves, and then they can. And the house is right on the water; it's right on the ocean.
What city is this?
West Haven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So it was right. There's a lot of upsides. It doesn't need repairs. It's got Section 8 in it, so they could put Section 8 in it if they wanted to. Section 8's been there 7 years?
3 years.
Oh, 3 years.
The folks downstairs
were
have
7
been in there.
years. Okay.
Right.
So why couldn't we do that? So if we sell for $320 and give them $25,000 seller concession, it puts us at $195 minus $170.
Oh, $295?
Yeah, $295. I keep saying $195. Sorry.
Yeah.
So why not? We still make $25,000. Well, we gross $25,000, and then of course there's closing fees and blah blah blah. So, but there's enough there out of the $25,000 that there's money.
So
considering it's only maybe $100 option fee.
Right.
Like you mentioned, even if you only made $5,000, which is going to be a lot more than that,
right,
you would still be coming out ahead.
So how the conversation end?
Very well.
Yeah, she's going to call us today, sign paperwork.
Loved, yeah. Yeah,
She
so
was
it went
impressed.
from skeptical to I think she's going to have us over for dinner.
Yeah. Oh, I kept teasing her. I said, "Oh man, I reamed
Italian.
her.
What's
I
she got?
reamed her out, Peter. Oh
What?
my God! I jumped on her both feet. I sat back. I said, "You're Italian? Oh my!" And we're in a Dunkin' Donuts. How come we're not? Your house is right around the corner. How come we're not eating spaghetti and meatballs? You didn't invite me over to your house for dinner. And how about scuttle and beans? What's up? And she lit up.
She's smiling.
I used to own a restaurant, she said. And
Oh, no, that makes you
made
feel
it a
worse.
lot better.
so now this makes it even better, I said to her. We're not at your house eating homemade Italian food? Come on. There's something wrong with this deal, I said. I mean, I went, and she just lit right up.
She loved it.
Oh, my God.
I'm
She
still
loved
back
it.
at Scuttle.
Yeah, why?
I didn't know you knew that word.
Of course I know
That's
that word. I have a lot of
Italian for escarole.
Yeah.
Y-
I don't know that word. Let's just get the listeners in tune here, okay? Anybody wants to check this out, they can go Google it. New Haven, Connecticut. New Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah.
And then just type in what kind of food, because I'm going to tell you right now, it's 1,000% Italian.
Uh-huh.
Every restaurant
it's on
has
the
Italian.
Pizza. It's on TV as like the top pizza place in the country. It's one of them. Chicago, New Haven, New York. It's up there.
New Haven,
Yeah.
Connecticut is thoroughly, totally Italian.
Bill.
Wrong?
So Italian.
Bill, guess what I had for breakfast?
Yeah, here we go. Scuttle and
Spaghetti?
beans.
Scuttle omelet.
Scuttle omelet.
I had
There
an
you go.
omelet with that scroll in it. I did. So it's true about us Italians.
Yeah.
So and she has other properties too, eh?
Well, we'll see. We're going to do one.
Well, she
Okay.
has them, but you know what's interesting about this?
Yeah.
What
I know what's interesting about it is I didn't get damn Italian food. That's what's interesting about it
Now
to
I
me.
have to apologize. If you have to feed us one more time, I was going to bring food this time. I apologize. I'll bring something next time. So I'll get you some scroll and beans.
It's okay. He's going to write into the contract. It's going to be a modified contract.
Yes.
It's going to be
Yes. I'm going to hand deliver the payments and have lunch. We're not mailing the checks.
contingent on one free lunch
Yes.
every month. I mean, this could be a
you're
negotiating.
Right. No, you're right. I just figured it
check
out.
this.
I'll bring you
No,
checks.
no. We're buying it on an option. So I have to manually bring you the option. And I'm going to bring at least this many options, and I want scuttle and beans. I want spaghetti and meatballs. I want spaghetti and sausage. I want homemade garlic bread. Huh? And my favorite. What's my favorite? Which soup is my favorite?
Pasta fazool.
Pasta fazool.
Pasta fazool.
I want homemade pasta fazool. Huh? We'll start with that.
I make a mean lentil soup.
Yeah? Still not pasta fazool.
Okay.
I think you have it figured out.
I
That's going to
what-
close
it's
the
a
deal right there.
It's a deal structure. Of
That's
course I
gonna
got to
close
figure
it.
it out.
See, this is the beauty of it. You know, you have to think outside of the box. What's going to close the deal? In this case, Italian food.
No, but to
Exactly.
let an Italian woman cook for you,
Yeah.
you're doing them a favor.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I was thinking maybe he should bring the sausage and the beans. No.
But she brings up a valid point because Ron LeGrand taught me the only way you make money is to flap your lips. Now let's go back a deal because before I left for California, we made a deal in Meriden, a Subject 2 deal,
Yes, we did.
right? So what happened in that deal? My daughter Jessie's buying a brand new house, right? Or not a brand new, but she bought a house,
Yes.
and we're renovating it.
Yes.
And Jessie, for those of you that know Jessie, she's like, she's pregnant. How many months, Em? How long? Because I don't pay attention. How
20 weeks. I don't know.
20 weeks.
5.
So 5 months.
4.5.
Okay. And so she's starting to, because I'm like, what are you showing for? You should probably lay off. You're eating too much. I'm giving her a hard time, doing dad shit. And finally,
Jesus, Bill, she's pregnant. Leave her
my
alone.
sister had to call me up and put me straight. It's like, brother, lay off your daughter. She's 5 months. No, she's not 5 months. And she said, do the math. She knows me. My sister knows me.
Well, you can do numbers.
Do the math,
You can
Bill.
do numbers.
Oh, shit.
Actually, she's in a bit of trouble because she's only gained 3 pounds.
Yeah, she's only gained 3 pounds from what the doctor says. So she's actually in trouble because she's not eating enough.
Oh.
So it's just the opposite.
Because her dad's giving her a hard time.
Yeah, evidently there's
Maybe
a dad
you need to take
complex
her
here.
with you to the Italian lady.
The Italian lady and have spaghetti and meatballs. Anyways, this has nothing to do with deal structure. Well, it does
So-
because we're in the house, and what happened there? So she has a dining room set.
This is Meriden.
Yeah, she has a dining room set, right? And I said to her, "What are you going to do with it?" And she says, "Well, I'm going to sell it." And I'm like, "How much?" She goes, "Why?" I'm like, "Well, my daughter." Blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, I kind of got it for free anyway. So can I just leave it and she can have it?
Wow.
You know, isn't that what happened?
There you go. But the beauty of it is it kind of like closed up the deal in a sense. I mean,
Yeah.
it was it wasn't on paperwork or anything like that, but you could tell where the mind of the seller was.
Right.
When she says, "Can I leave it for you anyway?"
Right. She was already there.
That means she's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
See what I mean?
Yeah.
We talk about that all the time, and that's a great point because
If you listen, they'll say things like, "How does this work?"
yeah.
So I can leave this, and you'll fix the house.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
thinking.
So they're already thinking with how is it going to happen. When they go into that mechanical mode, like the logistics, like how's it going to happen, you're there. You just got to work with them.
You said something very intelligent the other night. Not that you come out right. I don't know. The other night you said something
I'd
intelligent.
say a lot of things not intelligent, Peter.
No, but it's when you're talking to somebody, you're trying to get through, like, will they say yes to me buying the house? But there's steps after that happen. What's going to happen after that? What do I do with my stuff? And then where am I going to go? Where am I going to move? How long? If they start talking about things anytime after that, they're thinking of the next things they're going to be doing, so their mind is passing. Well, they must have agreed somewhere in their head that they will, because they're looking at the next step. You can't look there until you're past that step.
Right.
So that's a great lesson.
So here's an interesting thing, perhaps approaching that before you even, like, when you're walking around the house with people and then starting to engage in that conversation to, in a sense, get them there.
So
Before.
I did a whole 1-day seminar on that, on how to walk around the house in the conversation. Remember I was talking about being a conversationalist? Mm-hmm. It's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're almost getting them there. They don't even realize you're getting them there, but you're getting them there.
Right. So I want to cover this, and then I want to do another deal before we get too late here, okay?
Yup.
So 5 steps of a sale.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Well, you have to locate prospects.
Yep.
You have to pre-qualify them.
Yep.
You have to make them an offer.
Yep. Presentation.
Do the
Give them
presentation.
the presentation.
Give
We're
them
just making an offer.
Presentation. Then you have to close it.
Yep.
Then you have to deliver.
Right.
I just read that this morning.
Did you really?
It was just one of the last pages I read before I left home. Whew.
So the first one is to locate
Yeah.
the person and contact them.
Yeah.
Second thing is to pre-qualify them, and pre-qualifying them usually means their willingness, not their money.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So are they willing to do this? Are they willing to do terms? Or they, like, she wasn't willing to do terms, so we gave her an option.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So based on their willingness is how they're going to qualify, and then we give them a presentation like, here's what I have that can help you, and then you close them. So the first point I want to make there is salespeople are doing a presentation. Many salespeople just keep talking and 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 hope that it closes.
They hope they would just wear you out, and finally
Something.
you're just kind of okay. Yeah.
So you have to designate between making your presentation and closing. Like with me, I'm not a salesman. People say, "Oh, you're a great salesman." No, I'm not. I'm a closer. I'm a closer.
I think that sounds a little better.
When I do a deal, and when I mean close, I don't mean I acquire whatever it is I'm trying to do. In other words, if I'm trying to sell Naomi that cup of tea, to me, closing isn't that she has the cup of tea and I have money. That's not what I mean close with. I'm going to close the transaction. Either she's a yes or she's a no. Mm-hmm. I'm closing the door. Mm-hmm. When I leave, I'm closing the door. She doesn't want the tea. She's not qualified. I understand. She's good. She's out of my head. Done. Mm-hmm. I'm closing the conversation. I'm closing whatever's in my head. There's no mental deal in my head. You know, this is not anything like that.
What if I could have had it done on that?
I'm not follow. I mean, I'll follow up if I know that there's a chance, and I will. If she says no, then I'll follow up in 3 months from now. But I'm not going to think about her until 3 months from now. Right? I'm not going to have that deal, so I clog my mind up thinking I have a deal. Mm-hmm. It's either yes or no, shit or get off the pot, and that's exactly the way it's going to be. Because otherwise, I clog my mind up thinking I got all these deals, and I don't buy. I know nothing happens. Mm-hmm. And then the last thing, which is the reason why I brought this up, because one of you said something. The last thing is that once you close, you deliver what's promised, and that doesn't mean in our business, in this specific business, that doesn't mean that you like. I mean, what are we going to deliver that what we promised? In this particular case, the deal we did last week was subject to. Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of work to do before we get that house.
Yeah.
We have to change the electric. We have to worry about the insurance. We have to do all the paperwork with the bank. because we have to put it in a land trust. We have to do all this work before the deal is done. Right? So we promised her we're going to do all that. She doesn't even know what we have to do half of the stuff. But she knows at the end of the day we're going to own the house. And she's out. Mm-hmm. And she's going to live somewhere else and move on.
It's a decision.
Yeah. So, but the close is the decision.
Yeah.
And then once you do the close, you have to make sure that you just can't close and then walk away. There's work to do, because then we're going to have to put the house in the market. We're going to have to get a person to lease from us because we're obligated to those payments.
Well, those 5 steps start all over again to sell it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the 5 steps of a sale is amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this deal, because I found this deal in a book, and I wanted to talk about this. Okay.
In a book. All right.
Huh? What does
In a
that
book?
mean?
Really?
Yeah, a book that I have. Yeah, I keep track of this stuff. I study deals. Remember what it was? The word I told you? A dealologist. You heard that? I taught her what the word dealologist means yesterday. Why don't you explain it to the folks?
So what does ologist?
Ology.
What does ology mean?
Study of.
You've
already gone through this with him.
No, I knew that before.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm impressed.
That's what he wants.
So
he wants you to be impressed. Look,
I am impressed.
He's gloating. He's gloating. Yes. Look.
I'm maybe like a medallion, but I've looked up 15.
Let her finish.
I've looked up 15,000 words, so let's start on that.
Go ahead.
So the study of deals. That's
so
what
dealology study.
Yeah.
Ology means study, so it's the study of the deals. When do you study deals?
All the time.
Yeah, I study them while I'm doing them. So to me, studying the deal is getting as much information as I can, because the more information you have, the better off you are.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's very important what you just said, as you're doing them.
Yeah.
So it's a thing of actually separating yourself as you're in the conversation. And rather than getting caught up with the emotion, which can cause you to sometimes maybe do some rash things, but to almost kind of step back and just watch, see what they're doing.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a second, because this is an advantage I'm going to have that you're not going to have. Who started the deal in the parking lot? How much talking and how much did I intergage is the word I was going to use, but that's not.
Interject?
Engage, that's the word.
Not very much.
Yeah, did you wonder about that?
No.
Oh, you didn't till now.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Why? Because the point is until we sat down with her at the coffee shop and really looked at the numbers, everything else was just talk. There was a few different ways it could go.
So this was my point. This is my point.
Yeah.
I was studying her, and you were giving me the ability to study her, because she's part of the deal.
Yeah.
What is this lady like? How smart is she? She kept giving us information. She wouldn't tell me how many doors she owned. She was a little private. Right. I would ask the couple questions I asked. I didn't get answers. Mm-hmm. So I was studying the deal, and she's part of the deal, and you were giving me an opportunity to watch her habits.
Right. And her.
So that's part of the study. And so when you're by yourself, you can't do that.
Right.
Well,
okay, so I didn't know that part then. I didn't know that part, so that's...
Was that she's talking to the lady and you're watching?
Yeah,
right.
You know how I am. I just kind of go off and just kind of start looking.
I was wondering why you were being so quiet.
Yeah.
You were real quiet.
He's listening.
I was like, Bill, get with it here. Like,
the more quiet he is...
I was with it.
You were, yeah.
I was totally with it.
Yeah.
I was looking at stoves and walls and noticed like when we were upstairs, I touched the fireplace, behind the stove. I wanted to see how, and she picked up on it right away.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, that girl just put that in there."
Yeah.
I was opening closets.
Yeah.
And everything I did, she made a comment on it.
Yeah.
And it was 100% a test. 100% a test to see how clever this lady was, because she was dumb like a fox.
Yeah.
Right?
She was pretty clever.
Okay, good. So there you go. 300. She has it listed for $315,000. $2,750 a month payment. Right. So that means each floor pays what, 11? What were they paying? Like 13 or 14?
1,500.
1,500.
So
okay.
yeah, $3,050.
$3,050. So yeah. So they're paying $1,525 each. Right. So it's got $300 a month of cash flow, where most people would throw that in the garbage pail. because it's not a deal, right? We actually made her an offer at $270, and we do it on an option. We go sell it ourselves with some of our magic. And the reason why we can sell it is the advantage we would have is we would sell it for a little bit more money to an investor, maybe a new investor, and give them money back at the closing, a down payment assistance, so that they can go, so they don't need to come up with 20, because an investor, it's not their house, they got to come up with 20%, right?
Yeah.
Or 10%, depending on which mortgage, right? So in this particular case, they can do that, unless it's FHA and they're living in the house and they need only 3%, which is unlikely in a multifamily house. Right.
Is it unlikely that they don't like that, or I mean, the guy could move in to one of the units, couldn't he?
Yeah, and he could get an FHA mortgage.
As long as he moved in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. They're fine with that.
Right. Like an in-law apartment.
Yeah. No, one of my kid's friends, she has a house. Same thing. She renovated it, and she's living downstairs. She had some tenants. They moved out, but she'll have her like a little investment.
The point is that most people, including me, if I had looked at that deal earlier at my desk, I would have probably been like, why's Naomi got me going on this deal? Right? So it's easy to throw them away, but once we started talking to her and we started doing, we spent a couple hours with her.
Yeah.
Right?
But there was much more going on than just that one property. Much more.
Yeah. Because you never know who you're going to meet. All right, so let's talk about this deal. All right? So let's say you got a free and clear house, right? And the house needs a lot of repairs, and the seller needs a substantial amount of cash for down payment. We know that. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? Yeah, I'll do order financing if you give me 50% down. Like, what's the point of doing it, and what's my response?
I can go to the bank and get it for 20% down. Right.
Or 3% or 5% or whatever. I can go to the bank and get it for a lot less. Why would I give you 50% down? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of funny, and it stops them in their tracks every time, right? All right, so you ready? So it's free. It's a free and clear house. It needs a lot of repairs. The seller wants a substantial amount of cash, but not all of the money. So it's a $200,000 house. ARV is $200,000. After renovated value is $200,000. They're asking $150,000. Okay, the debt is $0. They're requesting a $40,000 down payment.
Wow.
And needs $25,000 in repairs. Let me do it again.
One more time.
We're not doing this on a whiteboard. ARV, after renovated value, is $150,000. I'm sorry.
200.
ARV is $200,000. Yeah. That's why she's around. She pays attention. $200,000 is ARV. Asking is $150,000. Debt is $0, so it's free and clear. Down payment is $40,000. Repairs are $25,000.
How fast do they need their money?
What are you using the money for?
Yeah. Well, we're not going to go into that stuff. Let's just do the deal structure right now. But you are right, because that would be the first place I would ask.
Right.
Okay. So here's an offer. Right? Ready?
Okay.
Offer's $130,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? It's math.
Mm-hmm.
Down payment's $40,000. We give them their $40,000. Right? And then we give the owner a second mortgage. Now, this is the trick. They give the owner a second mortgage, or we can give them a deed of trust, okay, with a 3-year balloon. I would probably do a 5-year balloon. That's no money, no interest, no payments for $90,000. So we're giving them $130 minus $40 is how much?
$90,000.
Right. So they're going to be in a position, in second position with that mortgage. That's the trick of the deal right there. Do you get that?
They're going to be in second position
for their $90,000.
For their $90,000.
Yeah, they're getting the 40 up front, and they're waiting for the 90.
Right.
Let's finish the deal.
Hold on to that question. Don't lose it.
We're going to borrow $75,000. Okay, from a private lender for 7 to 9%. Okay. Out of the $75,000, we're going to pay the owner $40,000. We're going to have $1,000 worth of closing costs, which we net $34,000.
Right.
Okay. I do this often. Most of my most of my, except for the deals I've done with Peter, most of my deals I do this way. Okay, that leaves $34,000. How much are repairs?
$25,000.
And 25 minus 34,
9.
9,000. Where does 9,000 go?
Hip National
Hip
Bank.
National Bank. Woo!
Or any other weird stuff that happens. You have a little cushion.
Stranger things.
Em, can you go to Hip National Bank for me and deposit $9,000? She'll say, sure, Dad. Okay.
Now,
So
you went from 150 to 130. That's just the offer. You got them down 20,000.
yeah. Well, they're asking 150. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's a little too high for the
I
Mayo
need a
formula.
calculator.
I did it already in my head.
We need a calculator.
Oh, my phone's still on. What do you want to know?
So 130 divided by 200,000. 75%, right?
What? Let's say again.
130 divided by 200,000, or divided into 200,000.
65%.
So the only thing we're breaking with Mayo formula is the repairs, because normally I would pay between 50 and 55% with repairs.
Yeah, it's about 115 real Mayo.
Okay.
So how do you go up a little from that?
Because we don't have to borrow all the money. If let's say we had to borrow $130,000 to $130,000 plus 25,000 is 155, right?
Mm-hmm.
Times 9%.
$13,950.
Okay, good. Now do 75,000 times 9%.
$6,700.
So it's half the money to borrow, because we're not borrowing all the money to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
We're borrowing 75,000. We're not borrowing 155,000. So we
Cool.
got a $6,000 or $7,000 spread on the money we're borrowing.
So you can stretch the Mayo formula. Well, that just adds to it.
Right.
A little bit more.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's really the same formula. It's just different math, which is why I'm picking this deal, because we're always talking about the plain deals. I want to spruce it up the next few podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hadn't heard that arrangement. I heard of.
Well, this
I
is
was
kind of
asking-
advanced. And
Yeah,
it's not something I should be doing on a podcast.
Yeah, but the good thing is that even if you understand that there's other ways you can skin the cat,
Right.
and if you don't know this, keep studying, keep
Right.
learning, keep listening. I hadn't heard this one. I
Right.
was going to say, well, if you hold the house for 12 months, I'll give you a little bit more, and then you're the bank, and I'll borrow the money. Like the
But they wanted
house we did.
40,000, so that changed everything.
Yeah, if they really stuck on that,
Right.
if they can't wait, but they need it now, yeah, that's the only thing.
So
you
let's
can do.
finish the deal.
Right.
Let's finish the deal. So let's
Cool.
start over again.
Well, I was happy in my head.
So we offer 130, give them 40% down, $40,000 down.
Mm-hmm.
We have a $90,000 second mortgage with the owner. Okay, and it's either going to be a second mortgage or a deed of trust. It's probably going to be a mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
What's the difference?
deed of trust, they don't pass the deed. It's just a contract saying we owe them the money.
Okay.
So more likely it's going to be a mortgage.
Yeah.
So it has no payments or interest, and it's got a 3, 5, 7 year balloon, whatever they're willing to do. Right. I borrow 75,000. Now that 75,000 is going to be from a private lender, and where's the private lender going to be on the mortgage? First position, right?
First position.
Yeah, he's first.
That's why the owner is
Right.
going to be in second position.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Out of the 75,000, you're going to borrow 75,000 at 7 to 9%, whatever your lender's ready to let you do, right? You're going to use 40,000 for the down payment. You use $1,000 for closing, right? And you're going to have $34,000 left with $25,000 worth of repairs. So you got 9,000 Hip National Bank. So you're going into the deal. You already got profit. Okay. Okay. Now you owe 75,000 plus 90,000, which means you owe 165.
Hey, do it again. Oh, that's the
So we got 75,000 with the private lender.
Yeah. What's the
And we
130
have-
plus the renovation, a little extra? Yeah.
Now with the
We have
private,
the 90,000 with the second owner.
with the 90,000 principal only
No,
payments.
no.
What kind of interest?
No, the 90,000 is no payments or interest.
Oh, that's a balloon.
That's the balloon payment.
Oh,
It's the second mortgage is we give you 90,000, no payments, no interest.
it's just balloons in. So they're
Like
not.
when the house sells, you just hand it to them.
Wow. So really, they're taking the 40,000 and then in a few years,
And
whatever
when we
it is,
sell the
sell-
house, they're going to
okay.
get their 90 grand.
Got it.
It's like having an investment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
secured. And
Yeah,
and
that's-
realize
That's why
this.
we're investors.
Yeah.
And
They're,
realize
they're
this.
the investor.
But
Yeah.
realize this: the house, they believe in the house so much so that they're willing to invest their 90 grand in, because nobody would invest in that house more than they would. A private investor is not going to believe in the house the way they do. So they're willing to give you the money because it's their house, and they're confident. They know the house. It's not a bad investment. They've been living there for however many years.
Wow, so that's really powerful.
Yeah.
Because as these for sale, like say it's a for sale by owner, you know, you're walking through the home with them, and they're like the lady from yesterday.
Right.
They're saying, "Oh, this is beautiful, and that's beautiful, and look at the view." You know, well,
Right.
you know, Miss or Mr. Homeowner, I can tell you believe in the house.
Right.
So
Exactly.
they're
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So we borrowed $75,000 on the first mortgage, right? And we borrowed $90,000 on the second mortgage, which means we have $165,000 owed.
right.
Okay. Now you sell for. Now remember what we said. We said that the property, right, is worth 200. Okay. So suppose you were to sell on owner financing with a lease option.
Owner financing.
That's two
with a
different things at the
lease.
same
Yes,
time.
Yes.
Yes.
Owner financing with
Or a lease option. No,
Or-
I said
or-
with. Yeah, or a lease option. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. Yeah,
I was trying to make those fit. Ouch.
yeah.
It's like an omelet, you know, an Italian omelet. Okay, so owner financing or a lease option, and you're talking about the 90,000,
No.
just the whole thing.
So we get done. So we do the $25,000 renovation, and we're going to sell, right?
Correct.
Okay. So is it possible we can sell for $200,000?
Sure.
That's the ARV.
Sure.
Right. So how could we sell that property? Do we need to put it on the MLS and sell it right away? What determines that?
How long the balloon is. With
So what
the
determines
owner.
every single one of our deals and how we're going to sell them is how we borrowed the money to buy it.
And the length of time, how long
Yeah.
you have to pay it back.
So suppose we were to do a 5 or 7 year mortgage on the balloon.
Then you have a little bit of time. You could perhaps do a lease option, and also considering the hard money that you borrowed.
So there's
You know,
two.
That's another thing too.
No. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, you
sorry.
have to pay that 75 back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Is it,
but
yeah.
I don't know why I said no. I don't know what I was thinking. There's something you said there didn't fit right. But instead of going back in, because we're almost done with the show. So there's two ways you can sell this house. Okay. One, you can lease it for 2 years with an option to purchase. Take non-refundable down payment money, 10 grand, 15 grand, 20 grand, right? Which means if somebody comes in and gives you, say, 15 grand, right? They owe you 185.
Yeah.
185 minus 165 is still 20 grand, right? So get this. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Okay, let's talk about this because we have to talk about this. You close on the house when you buy it. You get 9 grand.
Yes.
You renovate it, we'll say 2 months later or 3 months later, because I don't know how long it takes people to renovate this. Me, it would be a month. But let's say it's 2 months or 3 months later, you're ready to sell it. They now give you $15,000 down.
Right.
So that's 2 or 3
That's
months later.
24,000.
That's $24,000. Then they do a 2 year lease, and they cash you out, and there's another 20 grand. I'm thinking
Plus-
there's 3 profit centers there.
Plus any cash flow.
We didn't even
between
get there yet,
Yeah. 4 profit centers.
right?
Yeah.
Actually, 5.
This just keeps getting better and better. Okay.
What says we can't call the person up in 3 years from now and say that $90,000 note you got? Would you be willing to take $65,000 today instead of waiting another 5 more years? I've done it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've seen them do it. 65 now or 90 later. Oh, Jesus. You can take the 65 and do stuff and make it 90 by then.
Sure.
Or you sell the house. Somebody gives you the $165,000 and it's say you got a 7-year balloon and you do it in 2 years. You call your lender up and say, I'll give you more money. I'll give you another $10,000 if you extend my term another 2 years. And we do what we call a collateral swap.
Keep talking.
So if we close for $165,000, we got the $90,000 in cash, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We convince the owner if they don't need the money, we'll give them more money and put it on another piece of property to become a hard money lender, a private money lender. They just gave us $100,000 in the check, and the money's in our checkbook.
Got it.
Yeah, the collateral was in their house. That's
Sure.
sold and gone. So now it's someplace
Sure.
else. The
So you can
collateral-
you can either pay them the $90,000 or say, I'll give you another $10,000. Can you put it on this house? And 50% of them or so will do that. You build another. Now you got $100,000 in the bank. You got to go buy a house.
It's a beautiful thing. Wow.
I have a question though about the 75. How are you paying that? Because that's usually short-term money with a private lender. How are you paying that?
Well, we would just make monthly payments on the 9%. So
Okay.
usually it's interest only, but you can structure that however you want.
Yeah. So even if you do as little as interest only, and the cash flow could cover that from the property, and then balloon that at the end.
Right. So that's a huge question that you're asking, because suppose we were to pay interest only. So get your calculator out. So 75,000 times 9%.
That's the 6750.
So divide that by 12, because there's 12 months in a year, because the 9% is APR.
That's 562.
So that means you could pay them $562 a month, which is their interest only, and still owe them $75,000 when you're done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have a $200,000 house. How much do you think we're going to lease it for?
Oh, the lease would be 214.
$214. What are you talking about?
You're talking about the actual purchase price.
No, oh, the
The
monthly payment.
Yeah, the monthly payments. How much would the monthly payments be?
Around 16.
$1,700.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do that 1,700 minus 562, whatever it was.
Back here. So 1,700 minus the 562. There's 1,140 left.
Okay. Then we got to pay taxes and insurance.
Mm.
So is it feasible that we're going to make $700 or $800 a month on this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's just pick 700.
Mm.
700 times 12. Actually, 700 times 60. 42,000.
Yeah. So it's weird because you're kind of spending $562 a month that if you just pay that off you wouldn't have to pay that, but there's all this other money coming in.
So let's back up, because we should be doing this on the board.
Board's over here.
Yeah. So we close on the deal, right? We make
Right.
$9,000.
Right.
We renovate the deal. We get, say, $15,000 down, which is our equity.
It's 24,000.
So now we get another $15,000 2 months later, or 3 months later, or 1 month later, whenever you finish the renovation. So we got $24,000 in HIP National Bank. We start getting payments, right? $700 a month positive cash flow, right? What's that? $8,400 a year
Yeah.
for the next 2 years. So now we got 24,000. Now we got another. So
1680.
so now we got $17,000 over 2 years.
Right. Plus a 24,000. That's 42, I think. Did you say?
Oh, I stopped counting after that.
yeah.
I was
It's
happy.
over. It's over 40,000.
So 42,000,
Yeah.
right? Then we sell the property
Right.
in 2 years,
Right.
and we get another $20,000. So
Correct.
it's 62, 65,000,
And then
and then we still have the option of shorting the mortgage.
exactly.
Calling them
Or-
up saying, "Would you take 65,000 or do a collateral swap?"
Right. Wow.
So I'm going to be completely pompous and arrogant. Go to college and learn that. Where are you going to learn that without an education?
Mm-hmm.
If you think, like Ron LeGrand says, you think education's expensive, try ignorance. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to figure that deal out until you screw it up a few times. How do I know that?
Wow.
I don't know where you're going to go and find that deal. You need to get trained to learn that.
Wow.
This is
Yeah.
why when I train you, this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this, because you're sitting here, because I'm like, that's why I'm going to do deal structuring over the next few months.
No, I hadn't
No,
heard this
yeah.
this one.
I wanted to do something different. I don't want to be boring. I'm tired of being boring. Honestly, I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about the 7 deals, and that's good. But I want to get our listeners up. I want to increase my listening rate. I mean, I think we're at 600,000 or almost 600,000 downloads, something like that. We're
Well-
coming out with a new website,
Yeah.
and I'm getting you ready. I'm telling you, I'm getting you ready because this is stuff I'm going to have on there. I'm going to have courses on there on how to do this shit. Because where are you going to go and get this education? It's taken me 12 years to learn it and tens of thousands of dollars of educating myself. I want to inspire all of you that this can be done.
Bill, you're improvising.
Okay.
You are. I mean,
That's okay, right?
Well, see, as a musician, you can just start playing, and I'll jump in. I don't need to prepare. I don't need to what it is. I can just do that. He can do that with houses. That blows me away. I have to prepare, look at the sheet, and I could do this, I could do that, and then people start talking. I'm thinking, like, what could I do? It's really natural for him. He's just done it so much. He can change on a dime. The key changes, the chords change. He's just soloing along.
Yeah. I wish I could play guitar like you. I do.
Wait till Saturday night.
And then he will.
No, we're going to a fundraiser and he's going to rock out. He's playing Saturday night.
Nice.
Solo. First
And we're
time
going to
solo.
questions? Oh man, we have no
I get to
questions.
keep-
That makes me nervous. There's no way I could cover 2 deals and nobody has questions.
They're going
I'll
like,
get them later. I'll get them later.
They're too embarrassed to ask.
Let me close this deal out, okay? So the ARV is $200,000. They were asking $150,000, 0% money down. I'm sorry, 0%. I'm going to start over again. ARV is $200,000. Asking's $150,000. They owe no money. It's a free and clear house. They're requesting $40,000 down. Needs $25,000 in repairs. We offer them $130,000. We give them a $40,000 down payment, a $90,000 second mortgage. No payments, no interest. In second position, we borrow $75,000 as in first position for 7 to 9%. Okay. Now, I want to put a twist in here.
It's not twisted enough.
If we borrow that money from an IRA account, we don't have to have payments.
Right.
We can get somebody with a retirement account that has $75,000 in it and not make payments.
Mm-hmm.
Would change the deal big.
Makes it much easier. Just balloon it.
So what you can do is you can take your equity every month instead of you're still going to pay it.
Yeah.
Just you're not going to wait for the equity. So when you go cash out, you're not going to have any equity because you got the cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Now or later. Now's better than later.
Yeah.
So we're going to borrow $75,000 first position. We're going to put $40,000 down, leaves us and $1,000 worth of closing costs, leaves us with $34,000.
24? 34, yeah.
$34,000.
34 for the renovation.
All right.
Yep.
We pay off $25,000 in renovation. We got $9,000 Hip National Bank. Right. So we owe $75,000 plus $90,000, which is $165,000. We sell for $200,000, which we know we would sell for more than $200,000. Right. Because we could probably get $209,000 easily because it's on a lease option. Okay. I'm going to throw another twist in here. So you could sell on a lease option.
Brace yourself.
You could sell on a lease option. That's what we just talked about. So
Right.
we sell on a lease option. They give us $10,000 down or $15,000. We'll say $15,000 down.
Mm-hmm.
That means they now owe us $185 because 200 minus 15 is $185, right? We owe $165. There's $20,000 difference. So what we get is we get money at the closing when we buy. We get $9,000. When we renovate and sell the house, we get another $15,000, and then when we close, we get another $20,000. In between, we get cash flow. We're saying $600, $700, $800 a month.
Correct.
So we're going to pick up another $8 or $10,000 a year in cash flow. Okay. Now let's change it from a lease option to not selling as a lease option. Suppose somebody comes in and they got $50,000 down and they don't want to do a lease option because people do that. What do you do? Because that's going to happen on a deal like this. I like this house. My grandmother died and gave me $50,000. I want to use it as a down payment on the house.
Is that the owner financing?
And then they'll owner financing, or they'll actually get a mortgage.
No. We will give them a mortgage. And here's
Got
how
it.
it works. So just what Peter said, it'd be owner financing. What will happen is we will actually write a wraparound mortgage. So we'll keep all our underlying mortgages in place for $165 and write them a mortgage for $200. Or I would make it so that the $50,000 was all my equity up front.
But
So I would make it for $215.
Your mortgage with the initial owner
Would stay in place.
would stay in place, but it balloons out. How long are you going to be making that wraparound mortgage for?
It's going to duplicate whatever it is that we promised our owner.
I see.
So the terms are going to be kind of be like a subject to deal. It's going to be their wraparound is going to be subject to my underlying mortgage.
Got it.
In that sense.
Got it.
So there will be people that will have that. I had a girl one time that had that. I had an inherited money, and her legal advisor was saying if we're putting that much money down, we don't want a lease because you're not. So we had the right. You can either do a bond for deed. We do them in Connecticut, or in this particular case, you just do a wraparound and just give them a deed.
Right.
And now they get a deed and they're completely secure and.
Got it. Because with the lease
everybody's
option,
happy.
the funds are not going towards the purchase of the property.
Right.
They're just, in a sense, renting.
Right.
You know, until they actually sell.
Yeah, and you'd lose the 50 if you screwed up. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And somebody gets
she
handed
wanted to secure.
Yep.
Yeah.
She wanted to secure the money and they wanted to own it and they want to protect it.
Now, I see why the lawyer would say that somebody just handed a bunch of money. You're not sure how they're doing with their own money.
Right.
Right.
That isn't their money. They
Right.
didn't get that. They might be bad with money.
You want to make sure that you're getting that property.
They might screw it up.
Yeah.
Okay, how'd we do, Peter?
That's good. See, normally I'll just sell it and keep the money, but
Right.
you'd get less.
Right.
A lot less. And, well, I get a little bigger chunk right now. Okay, fine. Think a little further. Just do this deal again or another one. Just have enough of these going that you're not really waiting 5 years to make that money because you have one happening now, one happening later, one happening, then it starts popping in. You're good.
So we're going to do...
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness. I have to get rid of that cough this week. We got to go. We're way too long. How long have we been in? Way too long, right? Okay,
We
so...
started a little late, but
Yeah.
Hour 6.
Hour and 6 minutes. Okay, good. So we gotta rock out here. So if we're gonna do more deal structuring because we're gonna hop over into the finding deal section in Flipping Houses. In Facebook. So if you don't know this, we actually have a Facebook page where we teach you how to find these deals because we could talk about these deal structuring all day long, but how do you find these deals? So if you go to flippinghouses.club/finding deals, we have a closed Facebook page that for 1 month, for 30 days, you have a trial offer for $1. So just go over there and check that out. After that, it's $67 a month, and part of your $67 a month is not only do you get all the videos and how I show you, there's dozens of videos in there to show you how to do the marketing to find these deals, but we also go there every single week and we do a half-hour, 45-minute consultation. It's supposed to be about finding deals, like supposed to be about the marketing, but often we talk deal structure over there too. So you can go in there and you can ask questions and you can, there's a bunch, every week we do it, so there's an archive of videos of us talking about making deals and doing structures and finding deals and all that kind of stuff. So we are going to go over to flippinghouses.club/finding deals, and we're going to do some more deal structuring there today. Actually, we're going to see if you have some deals, Peter. We're going to structure your deals. If not, I have a couple we can work on. Okay, so until next week we're going to have Phil. And Phil is he's a wholesaler, man. This guy likes to wholesale. So we're going to get a different perspective next week. So until then, you guys have a great week. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and we're over out.
Thanks for tuning in to the hottest real estate topics on the planet with Bill and Pete. If you want to continue learning how to buy and sell real estate without money or credit, head over to flippinghouses.club for some cutting-edge real estate wealth tools. Or contact us at info@flippinghouses.club.